Ladies and gentlemen, we are live today with yet another 20 questions exam session. Kamar is with us practicing taking this mock exam. And just to let you know, PMP exam is all about practice. And today we are timing this practice for 20 minutes and 20 questions. Kamar, time will start now. Over to you, Kamar.
Thank you.
You have the control. Can you try the control? Cool.
This is the first question, right? A project team is managing a risk of high stake initiative with 456,000 budget. The project has various risks, some high impact but low probability. Midway through the project, as unforeseen materialized and caused major delays because risk identification was not performed comprehensively at the start. What should the project manager do to prevent such occurrence in the future? Prioritize only those risks with immediate, viable, visible impact. Develop and maintain the comprehensive risk register that systematically identifies, assesses, and plans responses for all the potential risks. Conduct periodic risk review, focus mainly on emerging issues. Utilize historical data for sole basis on the future risk. So currently, low probability of the risk and the unfortunately correct. Develop the strategy. Project follow the traditional waterfall approach to development. A project sponsor introduce multiple new feature requests during execution, risking uncontrolled scope creep. The team identify that additional feature could expand the project beyond the original intent. Rework may delay and unplanned cost may increase. What is the best method for managing these feature requests? Accept the formal changes if appears. Approve the changes based solely on the perceived cost neutrality. Incorporate only changes that do not affect the schedule. Establish a formal change control process requiring documentation, evaluation, stakeholder approval before the implementation. So this is waterfall approach, and we will go with the proper change control approval process. That will be T. Here is my Excel. That will be T. A project manager is leading a new product launch that involves multiple departments, including marketing, engineering, and customer services. Each stakeholder group has differing prioritizing regarding feature, resource allocation, and timeline expectation. These conflicting interests are jeopardizing progress and creating friction among the teams. So, project manager must determine a strategy that harmonize these differences and align project objective with the overall organization strategy. How the project can manage the managers address conflicting stakeholder interest during the project. Enforce top-down decision and unilateral project priorities without this one. Initiate a impartial mediation process to collect the detailed information, but defer the final decision to the implement standardized decision-making framework that quantitatively rank stakeholder priority based on the historical facilitate the inclusive discussion with the state, encourage them dialogue, identify objectives. So I think the D will be more appropriate because in this case the people need to uh, understand each other. So in this case I will go with D. Oh, sorry. A mid-sized software development company recently adopted Agile framework. The project manager implements daily stand-up sprint reviews and retrospective. However, stakeholders observe that while the team is meticulously follows these ceremonies, their decision-making, collaboration, and continuous improvement effort do not reflect the true uh, agile mindset. In other words, the team is doing agile, applying practice mechanically rather than being agile, which would mean internalizing and living by agile values. How can one differentiate between doing agile and being agile? Doing agile merely mechanical execution of the agile ceremony, whereas being agile means cultivating organizational culture that continuously adopt, collaborate, embrace the agile value. Doing agile is restricted. So I think itself the option A will go with this one because the question gives the definition also. I will go with A. Let me mark A. A multinational infrastructure project is underway in the region that has recently experienced political unrest. The project team is facing disruption due to sudden supply chain interruptions, difficulty in obtaining necessary permits, and escalating cost related to the security and logistics. These external challenges are being too significantly affect the project schedule and the budget. How can political unrest affect the project? Political unrest has minimal impact since the project can isolate themselves. Political unrest can lead to the resource shortage and increased cost, delay, disruption, significantly impacting the pricing of budget. Political unrest affect only external suppliers. Critical. So I will go with B option. It is more concise and relevant to the problem. So here, a global technology firm is launching an innovative product in a competitive market. The executive leadership has established a high-risk appetite, encouraging adoption of cutting-edge solution and aggressive market strategy. However, some departments are more conservative, creating tensions and resource allocations and risk management approach. How can an organization's risk appetite influence the project decision? It serves a benchmark for acceptable high risk level, guiding decision and resource allocation and selection of the mitigation strategy. It is secondary consideration with project decision driven primarily by the market and operation. It only affect the high level strategy and determine whether the project is approved. And so it serves the benchmark acceptable level. Hmm. Hmm. So in this case, risk appetite, I will go with the A option because it looks more acceptable level guiding decisions on innovative approach, and it is more detailed explanation which covers logical decision. I will go with A. So a project team in early stage of the new product development initiative makes several critical assumptions regarding market demand, resource availability, and technology performance. As the project progresses, some of these assumptions are challenged by emerging data, leading to unexpected risk, such as misaligned market expectation and resource bottlenecks. Project manager realized that the assumption made during the planning phase might now be outdated or incorrect, potentially introducing unforeseen risk to the project. How do assumptions made early in the project impact the risk management? They become fixed constraint. They can introduce significant risk if they prove too flawed, making essential and continuous validation. They have limited impact on the result. They are only relevant. So they can introduce significant risk if they prove to be flawed, making it essential to continuously validate and update these assumptions throughout the project. Okay, they have limited impact on the project. Assumptions are always there, and it also with the assessment, it should be reassess and update also. I think I will go with B option. It looks more relevant. 77. A multinational corporation is launching a critical technology upgrades. The project manager quickly realized that internal enterprise environment factors such as organizational hierarchical structure, entrenched culture, and resource allocation policies play a decisive role in shaping project execution. For example, the established chain of command affect decision making, while the prevailing culture influence risk tolerance and collaboration. Additionally, available internal resources dedicate the support the project manager can secure. How do enterprise environment factor can impact project management? Okay. They shape the project environment by defining the level of support, decision making, autonomy, resource availability, which turns significant influence of they exert only a nominal influence. They primarily affect routine administration process. They are external constraint only. So, okay, so in the question it itself mentioned organizational hierarchical structure, entrenched culture, resource allocation play a decisive role. So I will go with more A option instead of other one because it looks more similar. I will put A here. A global financial service company is launching a new mobile app. The project manager discovered that the internal organizational process asset, including the standardized project template, historical performance data, established procedure, and lesson learned documents, enable the team to rapidly develop a project plan, risk assessment, and communication strategies. How do internal organizational process asset expedite project management process? They introduce bureaucratic delay by enforcing rigid. They provide ready-made templates establish procedure and valuable historical insight that involve the project so quickly and efficiently. They are primarily archived tool used to compliance, offering little practical value to the where each project to so I believe the OPAs provide ready-made template, established procedure, valuable historical insight. I will go with option B. Okay, the corporation is considering several new projects and must decide which one to prioritize. The decision maker review financial metrics such as payback period and opportunity cost. How do payback period and opportunity cost influence the project selection? Their secondary consideration as strategic alignment is the only critical. They favor the project with longer payback period because extended duration. They serve the key franchise with the shorter period. They are the only relevant. So I will go with option C because it is always the payback period should be short. Okay, I will go option C. A software development company has recently adopted Agile methodology to accelerate product innovation during the sprint retrospective. The Agile coach emphasizes that the team must involve So the team must evolve into the self-organizing unit where every member collaboratively manage tasks, makes decisions collectively, and take full responsibility of delivering top-notch design and solution without depending on micromanagement. The team observed that while they follow the prescribed ceremony, there is a need to truly embody the agile mindset by taking ownership and distributing the work autonomously. How does agile self define self-organizing team? Self-organizing team require continuous managerial direction. Self-organizing rely on the predetermined role. Self-organizing team operate with minimal structure. Self-organizing team as compared to the motivated individual. D option look more familiar because it is a D. A digital product development team is building an application for key client. Instead of strictly adhering to the fixed contract, the team holds up frequently product demos, open feedback sessions, and adaptive planning meeting. This ongoing interaction ensures that the product continuously evolve to meet the customer changing requirement and foster strong and collaborative relationship. How does Agile promote collaboration with the customer? Agile team follow the fixed contract. Agile team maintain continuous dialogue with the customer, incorporating the feedback. Agile team schedule customer interactions only. Agile team delegate customer communication to the server. So I will go with option B. A mid-sized company to planning the major IT infrastructure overall. Initially, the executive team develops a business case to justify the project by outlining the expected financial return, strategic alignment, and key benefit. As project move forward, the project manager creates a benefit management plan to specify how the anticipated benefit will be managed, tracked, and sustained throughout the project life cycle. This distinction is crucial for ensuring that the project not only receive approval but also deliver measurable value over the time. How does a benefit management plan differ from business case? Sorry. I will go with option D. A multinational corporation is rolling out the new suite of digital transformation initiative. Within this portfolio, each individual project such as developing mobile app, upgrading IT infrastructure, or implementing CRM system is managed by dedicated project manager who ensure that the project is delivered on time, within scope and on budget. Overseeing these interconnected project, a program manager is responsible for ensuring that their collective output align with organization's strategic goal and deliver measurable long-term benefit. How does program manager differ from the project manager to in term of focus? I will go with option A. A company is restructuring to improve project efficiency under the current functional structure. Employee report departmental manager and are occasionally assigned to project while continuously continuing their functional responsibility. However, the organization is considering a shifting to the prioritized structure where project manager would have full control over the resources team assemble. Once the project concludes, team would disband or reassign to the new. How a projectized organization differ from the functional organization? So under a project organization, projectize, so the project manager is responsible having the authority. So I will go with option D. A company is developing the new mobile application. The product owner acknowledge that the customer needs and the market trend may change frequently, making it challenging to define the scope upfront. So the project may suggest that using the agile approach, where the product will be developed incrementally through iterative cycles, allowing continuous feedback and adoption. However, another team member proposed predictive approach, which only allows sequential process with fiscal cost. How does agile approach differ from the predictive approach? Agile is a iterative incremental allowing the continuous delivery based on evolving where is the okay. Agile ensures scope stabilities throughout the project. Agile will require the comprehensive upfront planning. Agile is software which is built with okay. So I will go with option A. A software development team is building new customer relationship management system. Instead of delivering the entire system at once, a project manager decided to follow a incremental approach where the system is developed and delivered into smaller, usable parts. The first increment includes the basic contact management functionality, while subsequent increments add feature like sale tracking, reporting, automation. Each delivered increment provides value to the user even though the full system is not yet completed. How does incremental approach in the project management works? It delivers the entire project in single, it delivers the project into multiple usable increments, with each increment adding the new feature. It focuses solely on delivering the prototype. It's deliver the project components simultaneously but activate them. So I will go with option B. So a project manager is leading cross-functional team to develop a new mobile app. During project initiation, team is unfamiliar with the project goals and structure, so the project manager adopt directive style, providing clear instruction and close supervision. As project progress, the team gain confidence. Project manager shift to the coaching style, encouraging the collaboration and problem solving. By the execution phase, the team becomes self-sufficient. Project manager transition to the delegating style, allowing the team to take the ownership of the task while offering support when they need it. How does situational leadership apply to the project? Situational leader will involve maintaining the consistent leadership style. Situational leader will involve adopting the leadership based on the project phase and team needs. Situational leader will focus solely on the task. I will go with option B. So a project team is developing a healthcare software application. The project manager emphasizes the importance of building quality into process rather than relying on of the final stage inspection. So to achieve this, the team implement peer review, automated testing, and continuous integration throughout development. This proactive approach ensures that the defects are identified and resolved early rather than waiting until the final product is completed. So in contrast, a traditional quality inspection approach would involve testing only when the software is fully developed, risking a discovery of critical defects late in the project. How does a principle of building quality into the process and will differ from the quality? It focuses solely on the production of testing to identify the defect before delivery. It prioritizes stakeholder feedback during the project closure to determine if the quality is met. It emphasizes embedding quality practice into the project stage, ensuring that the process and deliverable meet the standard from the outset rather than relying on the final result. So I think building quality into the process should be the part of the process and deliverable. So I will go with option C. An agile team is working on a new mobile app during sprint planning. Product owner defines a user story for the login feature. As the user, I want to log login security by using username password to ensure clarity and quality. The team add acceptance criteria, including user must enter a valid username and password. System must lock the account after 3 failed attempt, and user must be directed to the home page upon the successful login. What role do acceptance criteria play in the Agile project? Acceptance criteria define the project scope and overall success. Acceptance criteria define the condition under which user story a feature is considered complete, accepted by the customer, and ensuring the delivered project meet agreed upon standard. Acceptance criteria is optional guideline. Acceptance criteria are established after the feature. So I will go with option B. So I think we completed the 20
Yes.
question.
You took 29 minutes and 50 seconds, but nevertheless, uh, nevertheless, let's see. Most of the answers I would say you correctly answered, but let us review first with the sheet. How many are correct or incorrect? Let's go back to your sheet and tally. And
Okay.
you can do yourself from the starting from the 70 or backward you can do now, like from 90 backward
Okay,
or
sorry.
from,
1 minute
it's
only.
okay, as you wish.
So 90 as a C. 90 as a C.
True, that's correct.
Yeah. This is, I put the same also. This is C. It is not moving back. Okay.
Uh,
89 is also C.
uh,
Yeah. 88 is B.
mhm.
Okay. 87 is B. Okay. 86 is A. 86 is A. Okay. 85 is D. 85 is D. Okay, done. 84 is A. 84 is A. 83 is D. 83 is D. Okay. So 82 is B. 82 is B. Okay. 81 is D. 81 is D. Okay. 80 is C. Okay. 79 is B. 79 is B. Okay. 78 is A. 78 is A. Okay. 77 is B. 76 is A. Okay. 75 is B. 74 is A. 73 is D. 72 is D. And 71 is B. B. So it's 100% correct.
Wow, great. I'm proud of you. I think we just need to give one quick summary of all the correct options for the benefit of the audience. So can you go to question 71, correct?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So just go to the question first.
So should I read the question?
No problem. I'll take you through. Just give me 1 second and yeah. So the question pertaining to risk identification, and the best method that we should follow is to maintain a risk register that ensures that each risk that we identify is logged properly, tracked, and we do the assessment of those risks, high, medium, low. What is the impact of those risks? What is the probability of those risks comprehensively? And we mention or we identify or we plan the responses for each of those risks. And this is the robust way to make sure that we do not miss any risk. But it's a iterative process. That's not done only during the beginning or during the project planning or execution. It is ongoing process which we do at recurring basis, weekly by weekly. So we identify the risk and we mitigate those risks as we move along with the project. Yeah. Now, can you move to the option? Sorry, the question number 72. I can still see 71. Can you move to question number 72? We lost it. We lost Kamar. Yeah. Now I can see 72. Correct. All right. So now the question is, what is the best method for managing these new feature requests? So the justification that Kamar gave earlier during attempting is that it's a traditional waterfall project. So we follow a complete formal process of change request approval, change control board, change request assessment. So that's a formal change control process that we will follow. We'll document the change, we identify the impact of the change on the baselines, and we take it for the management approval or the sponsor approval, and before it can be implemented. If it gets approved, we will implement it, but before that, we'll change our baselines. So that's how the change flows. Change follows a proper formal process when it is traditional project. Had it been a agile project, then we would be flexible with the change. We welcome change in the case of agile projects. Yes. Now you can move to the question number 73. All right. So now this question is about how a conflict can be resolved. And we learned that the best way to resolve a conflict is through collaboration. And what is better than facilitation when it comes to uh, collaboration? So facilitation is the best way to collaborate. Then we facilitate all the stakeholders to come on one stage, to bring them on one page. We just collaborate and find a win-win solution, which is in the interest of everybody. Yeah, let's move on to the next. But this is important to remember that collaboration works only in those cases when we have a lot of time and we can reach to a consensus, right? Okay. Now, okay, question number 74 is about Are we doing agile merely for the sake of following some buzzword that we are agile, or we have changed our mindset through following or understanding the principles and the values behind the agile? So, are we living agile values by practicing those values and principles, or are we just following some practices that shows that we are involved in agile? So the distinction between doing agile and being agile need to be understood clearly. And doing agile mean that you are just meticulously following some processes, some practices such as daily stand-up, sprint review, or retrospective for the sake of participating or for the sake of saying that we have implemented agile. But when it comes to collaboration, when it comes to self-organizing teams, when it comes to focusing on values, so you're not prioritizing based on the what is more valuable. You're not resolving conflicts in the best interest of the team. So if you are not living the values or the principles of the agile, then you are just merely doing agile. You are not actually agile. That's the distinction. Okay, next. All right. Now, this is where we have influences of the organization on the project. So organizations does impact the project delivery in one way or another, whether it is due to the internal culture of the organization or due to the environment where the organization operate. So let's say if an organization exists in a country which is under political unrest, then the external factors will limit the project delivery in terms of the delayed shipments or maybe resource unavailability. So we do get impacted by the external environment where the projects operate, and which is logical wherever there will be shortage due to resource unavailability or insecurity. Um, then your projects will also be delayed and get impacted because of the environment or the political or geopolitical situation. Yeah, that's understood. Next. All right. Now, how does organizations behave when it comes to taking innovative ideas to the market? Organizations have something called risk appetite. So if they are willing to take risks, so this means that they have risk appetite. They want to take risk, more reward. So the more the organization have appetite towards doing um, crazy stuff, doing more innovative and disrupting the market, the more they could capture the market, the more they could try some ideas. So now it all depends on how organization behavior is, the management style of management is. If they are risk savvy, if they go for risks, then their risk appetite is high. So now, so now, so that's what the question asks you, that the global technology firm is launching an innovative product in the market. The executive leadership has established a high risk appetite, encouraging the adoption of cutting edge solution and aggressive market strategy. So this means that organization is risk savvy. They want to go for it, right? But some departments are hesitant, right? And it creates tension in the resource allocation and management. So now, how can organization risk appetite influence project decisions? Yes, it does impact, because the more the organization will be risk savvy, the more they will go for the go to market with the innovative ideas, and the decisions will be derived with the risk appetite. So yeah, risk decisions are derived by the risk appetite of the management. Yes, next. All right. How do assumptions? So assumptions are made during early on in the project, at the time when we are making the project charter. And and it's good to assume when we are starting, but it's not good to um, just assume things. We just need to focus on the assumption log, because assumption log is the source of the risks actually. So those assumptions that we just made in the beginning should be validated from time to time, because there is a uh, high probability that these assumptions will not be true. So what is important is that when you have already identified your assumptions, keep visiting your assumption log from time to time to identify whether those assumptions are valid or those assumptions have turned into risks or issues. So we should be doing some corrective action. So how do assumptions made early in the project impact risk management? They do impact. These are the source of the risks that we can identify. If these assumptions are no more valid, then we need to do some mitigation plans for this. So we should continuously validate these assumptions, and these assumptions are the input to your risk identification process. Next. All right. Now, as we talked earlier about enterprise environmental factors, so enterprise environmental factors are not only internal, these are also external as well. So these do impact if there are any organizational structural changes within the organization as well, then those will be also impacting the project options. So if your organization is having the resources and the skilled staff to get the job done, then your projects will be smooth. The delivery will be smooth because you don't have, because you do have resources to get the job done. You do have the processes, you do have the templates and the systems to support your project activities. Uh, but if the opposite is true, then you are limited by internal environmental factors. All right. Yeah. Next. Okay. Now, just like enterprise environmental factors, we have something we studied is called as organizational process assets. And these are also some influences that can drive your project, and then these can expedite your project delivery, because OPAs are the collection of processes, procedures, and policies. So if these do exist, then you can leverage on these. So if there are templates, if there are set procedures that the standard operating procedures already exist in the organization to request for resources, to go for material, equipment, anything that you want to have for your project, there is a process in place, then it will expedite the delivery of the project as well, because those templates, ready-made processes will help you get the job done faster. Yeah. Next. All right. Now, when we evaluate projects and when organization evaluate projects, they do based on some mathematical formulas, like which investment to go for. So the investment that can be easily recovered, or that can be quickly recovered, is the one that is pursued most of the cases. So payback period is a method that can help you understand whether to invest in project A or project B, depending which project has the lesser payback period. Like if I invest 1 million, how soon I will get the 1 million back, right? So if a project has a lesser payback period, I will go for that project when selecting between two projects. So similar goes for the opportunity cost. Now, opportunity cost is the cost that is lost when you are going for some project, which means that if you did not invest in project B because you are taking project A as investment option, then what is the amount that you lost, or what was the opportunity that you lost for not selecting project B, right? So yeah, so if I am losing project B for project A, then my opportunity cost for project B should be lesser than the opportunity cost for project A. That's why I am prioritizing project A. All right, next. All right. Now, self-organizing teams is the essence of Agile. And in Agile, we do not dictate. In traditional project management, a project manager is like a manager. Okay, the project manager is going to tell, okay, do this, do that. I'll tell you what need to be done today, tomorrow, and they delegate a lot of the tasks to the team, and then they assign the tasks to the team to get it done. But the self-organizing team is the self-motivated team. That's the quality of the self-organizing team. They organize themselves around the work that need to be done, and then they take collective ownership of that tasks, all of those tasks, and then they deliver it. So that's the essence of agile, and that is the definition of self-organizing. Next. All right. Now, how does Agile promote collaboration with the customer? So, in traditional projects, we used to have contractual relationship with the customer, that we make a contract, we sign the SOW, and then we deliver the SOW. And and our relationship is governed by the contract. This is inside the scope. This is outside the scope. Please raise a change request. So this is not how we communicate with the customer or collaborate with the customer when it comes to agile way of doing. In Agile, we continuously work for the customer competitive advantage, right? So we maintain the consistent dialogue and communication with the customer, and we are flexible to the fact that the customer is more flexible and engaging, right? So we actively seek and incorporate the feedback and adopt the products based on the customer needs, evolving needs, right? That's how we react, or we collaborate, and we support our customers in agile way of doing things. Yeah, next. All right, now I think the next, and when it comes to project and starting a project, one is business case and the other is business benefits management plan. Okay, so now business case provides us the justification of the project, like cost benefit analysis. The project is worth doing, all right. So it should be there whenever any investment is started, right? But the moment project manager is appointed, uh, business case might exist when the project manager is appointed, right? That's why the project manager is hired, that there is a project. But now the best part is that the project manager has to create the benefits management plan. Now, project manager will understand the need of the project, and then they will create a benefit management plan with the help of sponsor and all the stakeholders, which will chart the roadmap of those benefits. Like some benefits might be available from the day one when the product, as the result of the project, if it is a product that will be launched, or some benefits um, might be realized after few months of the project completion, right? And some might be realized even years after the project completion, or introduction of the product in the market, or introduction of the new service. So the full roadmap of how and when these benefits will be realized is there in the benefits management plan. So these two documents are important when it comes to PMP exam also. So you need to consider these pre-initiation documents. Even at of this, as of this moment, charter is just in the beginning phases. So you do consider business case, and you do consider the benefit management plan when you are writing the details for your project charter. Okay, next. All right, now what is the role of a project manager and what is the role of a program manager? Now, project manager is concerned about delivering the project within the scope, within the cost, within the timelines, right? But when it comes to program manager, so program manager role is that whether all the projects which are related to each other, which are assigned to a program manager, he or she will make sure that all these projects deliver the benefits which are aligned with the organizational strategy objectives, right? Now, the coordinated delivery of various projects, and taking the uh, prioritizing these projects so that these projects should help us deliver the benefits that organization want to achieve, and prioritizing the resources utilization uh, on those projects which can deliver more results or more benefits that we want to achieve. Now, a project might not be the priority when it comes to benefit, but a project might be a priority for a project manager, because project manager has this limited scope that he is foreseeing, but the program manager is looking at the organizational benefits, that okay, maybe A is a good project to invest, but B project actually can take us more closer towards our organizational benefits. So we will deprioritize project A, but we'll prioritize project B for the reason that it will help us achieve organizational benefits. So project manager is behind deliverables, but program manager is behind the benefits that organization is looking forward. So coordinated delivery of various projects so that the projects achieve the benefits for the organization is the role of the program manager. Next. All right. So how does projectized organization differ from the functional? Uh, Empowered project manager. So if the resources and the budget is with the project manager, then project manager is working in the projectized organization. If the resources are reporting to functional manager, including the PM himself, then he is merely a coordinator, then it is the functional organization. But it does impact actually, because the more the powerful project manager will be, uh, the more decisions will be in his or her control, and it will impact the delivery of the project as well. Next. All right. So how does agile approach differ from predictive? So that's pretty obvious. If we do know the scope of work, and we then we can estimate our time and cost required, and then we deliver the whole project after following the series of phases of requirement, design, develop, test in one big bang. That's what is called as predictive approach of project development. Now, if you do not know your scope of work and it is ever evolving, then you choose an approach called as agile, and in which you incrementally and iteratively build your project and evolve it. So agile has two characteristics at the same time, that we iterate on the features as well as we increment the features in the product. So agile is iterative and incremental at the same time. Whereas predictive follows a fixed scope. That's why there is a fixed plan and there is one big bang delivery only. All right, next. How does incremental approach works in the project management, right? Now, if you have a full roadmap, like your scope is known, but you decide that you're going to deliver it in phases or feature after the feature, and you deliver in increments. But the distinction here is that the feature that you deliver as a next increment or the first increment will be usable. Now, we know that the full product is not delivered or launched yet, but the product feature A is delivered and it's launched and it's usable by the customer from the day one. So we know the product has more to come, and we know all those features. So we know the scope of work, but we split it into various increments, and we are delivering those increments, and each increment when we are delivering it is usable. So that's a big distinction between incremental and iterative. And in iterative, we do not know the scope. So we iterate, and until the time it is accepted, and then we deliver. But agile, incremental is that we know the scope of work, but we have divided it into various increments and we deliver increment after increment. Next. All right. Next is, I think, leadership. Now, Situational leadership is the need of the hour when the project manager has to decide this what is the demand of the phase that the project manager is in. If there is a chaos, nobody knows what to work on, then the project manager will become a directive leader. But the moment the team will sink in and they will become functional, then the project manager will take up the coaching or leadership style. When the things are even smoother and the project enters into the execution phase with team gelling in, then the project manager may become delegating leader. So project manager responding to the situation and changing his gears is the situational leadership. Next. All right. Now, building quality into the process or into the work and inspecting the quality when the work is done are two different things. Now, the quality assurance that we do, the quality standards that we choose, the processes that we choose to have frequent reviews, automated testing to uncover any unknown issues, and the continuously integrating the project features, um, continuously deploying. These steps that we take are actually smaller steps, but these steps introduce the checks which prevent the mistake to happen. The unit tests that you are doing, the peer review that you are doing, the code review that you are doing. These are the things which actually uh, prevent a mistake to happen rather than fixing a mistake later on identified as a result of the quality inspection. So just like prevention is better than cure, similarly, building quality into the process and deliverable is better than traditional approach of inspecting the quality in the end product. Next. So when we talk about agile way of writing user stories or requirements, then we need to write the definition of done. And acceptance criteria is part of the definition of done, which is what the developers have to make sure that functionally, whatever functionality they have delivered or they have completed should satisfy the acceptance criteria mentioned in the user story. So nothing will be considered as done or functionality or feature will be not considered as done until it satisfies this acceptance criteria. So that's the checklist that developers need to ensure that whatever piece of code they have written should satisfy functionally the feature as described in the acceptance criteria within the user story. All right, next. I think we have covered all of these questions. Thanks for joining in today. And we will be seeing you quite often in these days because Kamar is also preparing for his exam and we wish Kamar good luck. Now I will give 2-3 minutes for Kamar to share his experience for today's test. Yes, Kamar, over to you. And you may disable the screen sharing.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sir Ehtisham. I was very much feeling motivated once I attempted these questions. Although the result was 100%, because I feel I need the same result in my PMP final exam as well. But these questions were a little tricky, and especially the why I took this much time, especially the scenario was a little lengthy. I need to read them carefully and I need to check and select the best option from the question. So I think these were a little tricky questions to handle that one. And I am more confident if I can handle this question, I can handle the similar question more and more also and the similar situations. So I hope that Practice will makes me more perfect, and hopefully I will feel more comfortable in more coming days, and to be ready to appear in exam, hopefully as soon as possible. So I think today's session was wonderful, and the explanation you already given and explained all the scenarios. It is wonderful also. So I think the viewers will get the benefit of all these explanations, and they can take this as an advantage and support for their exam preparation. And I think I wish them also good luck, and for me also good luck to me as well. Thank you.
All right, I'll see you guys sooner and with another set of questions. On this, we sign off for tonight. And if you need any more guidance, you can reach out to our mobile number written over here in the comments. And I will be more than happy to devise a customized plan for you for your exam success. All right. See you guys.